Dear students of class 7, I hope all of you are doing well and taking care of yourself. Today we are going to start poem number 3 from your textbook Honeycomb. The title of the poem is The Shade by Frank Flynn. So are you ready to listen, learn and enjoy the poem? Let's go. Before we start the poem, let's know the poet. Francis Stanislaus Frank Flynn was an Australian doctor. He was an ophthalmologist. You know who is an ophthalmologist? He is a specialist in the treatment, surgery of eyes. So in layman's term, he was an eye doctor. He was also an author and he also missionary priest. He was born in the year 1906 in Sydney and died in the year 2000. He is well known for his contributions to religion, medicine, and Aboriginal welfare. Do you know who are Aboriginals? They are the original settlers of a place before colonists come. So, Frank Flynn was a multifaceted personality and he's also the poet of the poem that we are going to start today. At the outset, let's discuss the title of the poem, The Shade. All of you know what a shade is? Well, a shade is a small room away from the main house for storing or keeping things, unused things, old things. They are also used for keeping animals, domestic animals, tools, vehicles, etc. So, do you have a shade in your house? I'm sure all of you do. Some examples of a shade are a cow shade, a tool shade, a wood shade, etc. So let's read and find out what the poem we are going to read today has in store. Are you ready? Let's start. So please keep your book in front of you. Listen very carefully. Enjoy the poem and try to learn something. The shade. There's a shade at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I'm in bed, I lie and I listen. I'll open the door one day. There's a dusty old window around at the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. I often think there's someone staring at me each time that I pass. I'll peep through that window one day. My brother says there's a ghost in the shade who hides under the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he'll jump out and chop off my head. But I'll take a peek one day. I know that there isn't really a ghost. Brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. I'll go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. Now, I want all of you to read the poem yourself. Try to learn something, but don't forget to enjoy it too. Read it carefully and enjoy it. I hope all of you enjoyed reading the poem as much as I did. Now, to help you understand the poem better, we have a short summary of the poem here. Let's read it. The poem takes us to a shade which is located at the far end of the poet's garden. The shade is in a dilapidated condition, meaning it's in a very bad shape. Every time the poet passes the shade, he has the feeling that somebody is staring. His brother frightens him, saying that there's a ghost under the rotten floorboards. His brother also added that the ghost will attack him if he enters the shade. Finally, the poet decides to overcome his fear. He resolves that one day he'll surely go inside the shade and find out the truth about what lies inside. That is the summary of the poem. I hope you have understood the poem better now. Now it's time to test how well you have understood the poem. So let's start working with the poem. Question 1. You have to answer the questions in short. Who is the speaker in the poem? Who do you think is the speaker? That you have to write down. Question 2. Is she or he afraid or curious or both? Question 3. What is she or he planning to do soon? Question 4. But not just yet. Suggests doubt, fear, hesitation, laziness, or something else. Now, what you have to do is choose the word which seems right to you. It's up to you to choose a word from those given above, and that word should be one that seems right to you. So, after that, you have to tell others why you chose it. So, write in short why you chose the particular word. So, please get started. To answer this question, you really have to think hard. But it's going to be fun. So, let's see what the question is. Is there a room in your house or a house in your neighborhood or locality where you would rather not go alone and never at night? Is there one? If there is such a place and a story to go with it. Remember, elders or friends or some people or the other tells you about that place. If there is such a place and a story to go with it, let others know all about it. Please write it down about the house and the story that goes with it in the form of a small paragraph so that your friends will know about it and enjoy reading it. I am sure you will do that. You'll love it. So that's all in the poem, The Shade. So please do the assignments given. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and see you again.